Hello there. Happy Thursday afternoon from the Pacific Coast, Pacific Northwest, I guess. It's 2:25 p.m. or 14:25 as my watch says. Excuse me, because since my boy went into the Navy, I changed my phone and my watch to military time. So it takes me a hot second to figure out what time it is half the day. I just wanted to come in. I am Shanna Peiser at Fulfilled Life Coaching at Coach Shanna P, and also at CoachShannaP.teens, because not only do I work with women, I also work with teen girls on confidence and overcoming anxiety. So there's that little plug. I have just been thinking all day long. I just sent my newsletter this afternoon that I wrote, and this theme has just been on my mind a lot lately. I was a guest on a podcast called The Coach's Cup, and the topic that we discussed was celebrating your wins, celebrating yourself. And then that led to me hosting a clubhouse room about the same topic, and it's such an important topic to address, and so I want to keep talking about it. I want to help women, and I want to help girls, and I want to help my husband. Like, recognize when we do something right, at least as often, and hopefully eventually even more, than when we do something wrong. So what does that look like? I kind of touched on it in my newsletter. We praise when we have kids and we want them to start using the potty. We praise them like crazy when they go pee on the toilet, or when they go poo on the toilet, or if they just tell you that they have to pee. We give them so much praise. We're like, oh my gosh, you did such an amazing job. You're such a good whatever, yay you're such a big girl, you're such a big boy, whatever it is. And like, happy dance, we might sing songs about it to them. We give them treats. We make a big deal about them going pee on the toilet. Why do we do that? Why? Because we want them to keep doing it. Because we want them to feel proud of themselves. We want them to recognize that that is a goal that we would like them to achieve. It makes mommy and daddy happy. So yeah, I want to keep doing that thing. It works just the same with us. If we celebrate, number one, the first step with everything is recognizing. But if you can train your brain, and it takes training, and it takes practice, and it takes some effort, but it's worth it. If you can train your brain to recognize, to notice when you do something that is moving you in the direction that you want to go, and it can be, it can be so tiny. It can be putting a dish in the dishwasher instead of setting it on the counter. Oh my gosh, I'm working on being a better housekeeper. I'm working on keeping my house free of clutter and cleaning up as I go. And I just put a dish away in the dishwasher. I'm amazing. Ah! And that creates a mental dopamine hit. It creates a feeling of pride and excitement. And I can do this. And so when we find those little wins throughout our days and we take the time to celebrate them, it moves us in the direction that we want to go. What happens is we don't notice those little wins. We notice every little tiny thing that we do wrong that we don't want to do. I didn't put the dishes away again. Now the kitchen's a mess. I'm such a loser. Excuse me. I'm a horrible housekeeper. That's why my house is such a disaster all the time. I can't clean up after myself. And we totally beat ourselves up for every little thing instead of paying attention and seeking out deliberately the times that we do something right or good, or I like to think of it, it's moving me in the direction that I want to go. You're either moving in the direction that you want to be, or you're moving in the opposite direction. So anything that we do in this direction, every little tiny step we take, if we celebrate ourselves, if we praise ourselves, if we give ourselves that mental dopamine hits, then we're more likely to keep going in that direction. Beating ourselves up does not move us in the right direction. And it feels like crap. Why do we do that to ourselves? Why? Stop doing that. So that's kind of my thing is, and I have done a lot of work on this. I have used the coaching tools. When I started my weight loss journey, I don't think I ever said anything nice to myself, ever. Everything was negative, and I tried to reach goals by beating myself up along the way. Like, I tried to berate myself and belittle myself into doing things that I wanted to do. I wanted to lose weight, so I thought that the way to do that was to treat myself like crap and tell myself what a loser I am and how fat I am and how disgusting I am. And it doesn't work. Like, you can white knuckle it and you can get through and you can lose some weight, but eventually it's not going to work anymore. And that's what always happened with me. So today, so my mom was here visiting for the past week, which was great. I adore my mom with all my heart. And I definitely overindulged in food and in alcohol. And every day I write in my journal something to the effect of, I eat to satisfy physical hunger. I eat just enough to fuel my body because that's what feels good to me. That's when I feel good physically. That's when I feel good mentally. I write that I'm not going to overeat. I plan out my foods. All kinds of affirmations that I write in the mornings. Who do I want to be? How do I want to feel? How do I need to think? I write my gratitude. I write my goals. I write everything. And all of that, like, that's part of what the journaling is, part of what has helped me in this area of celebrating my successes. I write down a couple wins every day. And I mean, they can be tiny things. One day it was, I'm starting to use oat milk in my oatmeal instead of protein drink to kind of cut back on how much I'm consuming. So just little things. Trying to think of other little things that I've written. I crossed one thing off my to-do list. I don't know. But look for little things to celebrate. And so, I just totally hit myself. I don't know. So my mom was here, overate, overdrank, at least like at one point, probably every day that she was here. Not constantly, but I probably at like one meal every day that she was here, I overate. I'm guessing. I'd have to look at my habit tracker and then I could tell you exactly. I definitely overdrank. And typically when I would do that, I would wake up in the middle of the night, or I would wake up the next morning and I would be like, I'm such a loser. I did it again. When am I going to get my act together? I need to get back on track. I'm on the struggle bus, like all of that stuff. And I've determined that I don't talk to myself like that anymore. So I don't know if it was yesterday or today. I recognized I have totally been overeating. I am sure I have gained a few pounds. I haven't gotten on the scale. I'm not consistently doing the things that I want to be doing. I drank when it wasn't on my plan. I ate things that weren't on my plan. I overate, I overdrank, all the things. But I did not beat myself up about it. I did not talk negatively to myself. I did not try to white knuckle and berate or anything like that. I recognize, and this is just like as thoughts are coming through my mind, and it hit me like, I haven't beat myself up at all. I think about it and I acknowledge that I'm doing things that I really ultimately don't want to be doing. In the moment, yes. In the moment, I want more cake. In the moment, I want another plate of charcuterie because it's delicious. In the moment, I want insert food, drink, whatever. But ultimately, it's not what I want because it moves me away from my goal instead of towards my goal. It does not create a situation where I'm doing what I say I'm going to do. But again, I did not beat myself up. And it didn't even take a lot of mental energy to not beat myself up because I have been training my brain. I don't do that anymore. When those thoughts pop in, I'm like, no, I don't think that way anymore. I don't talk to myself that way anymore. And so that has really taken hold. And so just recognizing, oh my gosh, I've been screwing up whatever. I've been eating what I, didn't want to eat and drinking what I didn't want to drink and too much and blah, blah, yada, yada. But I haven't had any negative thoughts about myself. I thought, yeah, and I know how to fix it. I know what I need to do. I know that I can make better choices. I know that it's under control and I'm okay. I'm not going to gain my weight back. I'm going to be fine. And I'm an amazing person. What? And just recognizing that I wasn't beating myself up and acknowledging it and going, oh my gosh, that is awesome. That has taken a lot of work, a lot of coaching, a lot of self-coaching, a lot of journaling, a lot of catching my thoughts and refuting them, or like saying, not today, Satan, you're not coming in here today. So it's taken a lot of work to get to that point. And so I want to celebrate when I recognize that I have a win. That is a huge win. I had basically a week of days where at one point or another during the day, I made a choice that was not in my best interest, that I typically would regret or count as a failure or whatever. But I am learning. I am learning through the experiences. I am taking this knowledge and I'm figuring out why am I allowing myself to do these things, blah, 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 whatever. But I'm not beating myself up. And that is a win. That is huge. So I recognized it. I told myself how proud I was of myself, and I told my Marco Polo ladies, and now I'm telling you. And that's how I'm celebrating myself. I'm sharing my wins. But first, you have to recognize it. So you have to know that it is a win. You internally celebrate, like, oh my gosh, I just recognized that I did that, and that's so awesome. I'm so proud of myself. That makes me so happy. And then however else you want to share it. Have a dance party. Journal about it, put it in your gratitude journal, do a live on Instagram or Facebook. Tell your friends, oh my gosh, I did this awesome thing. And don't worry that, oh, they're going to think I'm bragging. Who cares what they think? Unless they're telling you you're amazing, who cares what they think, right? You do you, and it's good practice for yourself. Celebrate all the wins. The big wins of hitting a big goal and the little tiny wins of putting your dish away in the dishwasher right after you're done eating. Or, hey, I only ate one piece of chocolate cake and that's what I had on my plan and I wanted more but I didn't have more. Woo! I'm awesome. So celebrate the wins. I would love, love, love to hear the ways that you celebrate your wins. How do you celebrate? Tell me some wins that you've had recently. And I'm like little ones and huge ones. I want to hear them all. So please, 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 you can put a comment on this video or you can send me a private message, DM me, or you can email me at hello@shannapfizer.com. You can also go over and follow my at coachshannap.teens Instagram. It's also linked in my bio. And if you have friends that have teenage daughters or young adult daughters that struggle with anxiety or confidence issues, I would love for you to share my information with them. I think that's all. I just wanted to come in and share that. So celebrate your wins and let me hear about them. Tell me about your wins. Tell me how you celebrate. Do you do a dance party? Do you journal? Do you shout it from the rooftops? Do you text your husband? Or what do you do? Let me know. Have an amazing day and celebrate the wins.